In any city, dogs and cats depend on their owners for food, shelter, and a sense of safety and belonging. And when animal owners fail to meet that responsibility, it can be a matter of public concern. Dogs and cats can be great company, and despite the occasional bad actor, most of the pet owners in St. Paul want their animals to be good neighbors. Your job as a responsible pet owner begins even before you take in that new member of the family.
I think that the choices that people make to be responsible pet owners actually start before they get their pet. They have to really ask themselves, are they ready to have a dog? A lot of people don't realize how much work is involved. Everything from providing it with its daily food and water and training and socialization to daily veterinary care. We're talking about a long-term commitment here with some of these dogs. Smaller dogs can live up to 20 years. And so, you know, it's not something that you want to do on impulse. You don't want to just walk into a pet store, see a cute puppy and buy it without looking at the long-term consequences that that choice is going to have on you and your family. So you want to be able to provide good training and good structure for the pet, and not in a punitive way. Positive reinforcement, positive training experiences are really important, especially with your new dog, so that you can start establishing that leadership role of the pack. And you've got to be prepared, you know, really to spend a minimum of 1 hour a day. That's a bare minimum. Most days you should probably expect to spend more time than that with your pet, just doing training and socialization things, providing proper grooming, providing nail trims, vet visits, and all those sorts of things are, you know, just part of the dog ownership.
Besides these common sense tips, there are a few laws that pet owners in St. Paul need to be aware of.
If you want to be a good pet owner in the city of St. Paul or any other city, basically a responsible pet owner, a lot of things you need to know as a new pet owner or even old. You need to license the animal. That's a city ordinance. You need to leash the animal when it's off your property. You need to vaccinate the animal. Those are probably the first three most important ordinances that we have right now. Well, it's important to license your pet for a couple reasons. One, it is a city ordinance in St. Paul. Another is it's an identifying factor for us. If your pet gets lost, we have the information to get that pet returned to you. Another basic ordinance we have in the city of St. Paul is it's called our tether or tie-out ordinance. And what that is restricts the animal to a 2 hours on, 2 hours off of being chained in the yard for more than 2 hours. Once it's taken off, it needs a 2-hour break from that. The reason we looked at that is not only is chaining an animal in your backyard and just leaving it there 24/7 is a little bit inhumane. Another reason we looked at that and put that in is it helps us a little bit with our barking ordinance.
If you've got a dog that's chronically barking or barking excessively, that's actually the sign that there's something else fundamentally wrong with the way the dog's being cared for. It usually means that the dog is either bored, not being provided enough stimulation or activity, not getting enough exercise, or it's just simply lonely. A lot of people will leave their dogs out in their backyards, and because they're social animals, they want to be able to run in a pack and be part of a group. And they're not meant to spend long hours outside by themselves. And so there's a whole lot of reasons a dog might be sitting out there barking.
And when you're out and about with your dog, keep in mind these basics.
A couple of things that we'd like people to remember in St. Paul is that, first of all, there is a leash law. So whether you come to one of your neighborhood parks or a regional park, or whether you're walking your pet around your neighborhood, we want you to remember to keep your dog on leash unless you're in a city-designated off-leash dog area. It's important because a lot of times dogs that are off-leash can get out of voice control, and at that point in time they become a threat to other people that may have fear of dogs or just are not expecting a canine to come bounding up to them. The third point we'd like people to remember is that there is an ordinance that requires you to clean up after your pet. So please, again, remember, carry a baggie with you, pick up the feces from your animal and dispose of it in a trash can or dispose of it properly. And remember to do that whether you're in the park system or out of respect for your neighbors as you're walking around in your neighborhood. The other big thing to remember is that we love dogs in St. Paul. We encourage you to come to the park system. Just obey the law and have a good time.
Cat owners need to follow some simple rules as well to keep their pets safe and happy.
The way people care for cats in our society is, to me, very strange. So many people just will open their door and let their cats run outside. And I always ask myself, why is that? What other animal on the planet would people keep and just let outside when it's not safe for them to be out there? The average lifespan of an outdoor cat is much shorter than that of an indoor cat. And so the first thing that people need to think about when they're getting a cat is to keep it indoors. And again, the spaying and neutering is very important because we have a real overpopulation problem with our cats. If cats aren't provided enough exercise appropriately in their house, they become fat and lazy and overweight and might not live as long. A cat that's provided good exercise inside with a large cat tree or scratching post and, played with a, feather or, any other cat toy in the house is going to be much happier. You're going to have less behavior problems with them and they'll become a much better pet. And you won't have to let them outside because they won't be crying at the door to get stimulation.
Follow these basic city laws and common sense tips and your dog or cat will be healthier and happier. You'll be doing the right thing and you and your pets will make good neighbors.